Hey folks, Stefan Krajisnik here with the Clarion-Ledger talking to you from my hotel room in Tucson after another late night win for Mississippi State football to improve to 2-0. That's a 39-17 win against Arizona here in a pretty tough road environment. It was a big win for Mississippi State. You know, in week one, we talked a bit about the depth that this team showed. When defense struggled, offense picked it up. When offense struggled, defense picked it up in an ugly win against Memphis. And coming into the season, depth was a huge thing that was talked about, as was experience. And in week two, we finally saw that experience, particularly with Will Rogers and the wide receiver Austin Williams. I mean, those are two guys that they're roommates off the field. They talk a lot about the ping pong competitions they have going on. They've got a lot of reps together. They know each other pretty well. And in some key moments, two key moments, particularly in the second half against Arizona, when the Wildcats kind of tried to take back some momentum, those two guys proved critical. At the goal line, Austin Williams continues to be a guy who Mississippi State turns to. Week one he had one catch for 1 yard. It's not a great stat line, but that catch came right at the goal line when Mississippi State was trying to punch it in, so they trust him a lot there. Will Rogers is making passes into tight windows that he admits he wouldn't have made as a freshman, and a lot of that is because he trusts Austin Williams to be in the spots that he needs him to be. And then we're seeing that experience in a lot of other layers too. I mean, you had guys like Nathaniel Watson and Emmanuel Forbes and Jalen Green come up big in this week two win. So now Mississippi State turns its attention to LSU, a week three game in Baton Rouge. It's going to be a tough environment, one that Will Rogers has never started in. If you remember, the record-breaking performance a couple years ago came from KJ Costello under center. So Austin Williams has played in that environment. Surely, when they're in their Starkville apartment, they'll be talking about that, getting ready for that. And until then, make sure you keep up with our coverage at the Clarion Ledger and on social media. And my Twitter's at SKRAJISNIK3. And until then, make sure you're keeping up with the coverage.